Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Hey guys, in this one I just want to talk about the preludes to success. Before you can venture on a journey to success, certain things need to be in place from what I found from the people that I've spoken to, my own personal experiences. And the very first couple of things need to happen. You need to understand what inspiration is. And you need to have a good definition of what success is. Remember what we said, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Then once you have gotten to that point, the next important thing is that you need to have your values defined. You need to understand that pain causes change. You need to be addicted to success, and you need to have a strong why. But the very first point of call that I found with anybody that I've spoken to who is really intensely successful, they understand that pain causes change. What is pain? There are two types of pain. So there's intrinsic pain and there's extrinsic pain. So let's talk about extrinsic pain. Extrinsic pain is any very uncomfortable sensation that you feel outside in your body, such as that can be resolved from a cut or a bleeding wound, and you can say that's painful. And then there's also an intrinsic pain, and that is from internal bleeding that you can get from when you have an injury, whether you're playing rugby, you start have internal bleeding, and you start coughing up blood, and that can be a source of intrinsic pain. But the intrinsic pain I want to share with you is more of a more metaphorical intrinsic pain, and that comes from an emotionally taxing and traumatic event that as a result of something that happened to you in your past, and that is the pain that, if used correctly, can spur you on to change. And that is the intrinsic pain that I have, because true intrinsic pain causes change. If you look at people like Oprah Winfrey, if you look at people like Nelson Mandela, if you look at people who've gone on to be very successful, you can trace their success back to a painful experience that happened in their life. And that is, I will talk about in the next one, we call a day that turned their life around. We'll talk about that one later on. And there are certain things that you have to understand about pain. If you run from the pain, it will always catch up with you. But if you face your pain, and you embrace your pain and you do something about that pain, it can work for you in a very powerful way. If you try to run away from it, it's going to persist, but if you embrace it, it can change our lives. Let's talk about elements that you need to understand about pain causing change. The very first thing is that define what painful experiences it is that you have, and just accept it as a reality. Is it a case that you were working hard at school and the person that was mentoring you and coaching you for you to be able to reach that goal died? And what you need to do, don't run from it, accept it, face it, embrace it, and just accept that pain as a reality, because if you try to shun it away, it's going to persist, but if you embrace it, you can use it as fuel. The next thing about pain, intrinsic pain, is think about what value it will define for you. Remember, we said we all live by a hierarchy of values and things that inspire us. Think about that painful event and what value it will actually help define for you. For example, if you have a painful experience where you were tired of being broke that one day and then you said, I'm not going to live my life like this anymore, that painful experience can redefine the value to say that I'm going to value being independently wealthy. Or it could be your parent passed away and they wanted you to finish school. You can use that pain in order to spur you towards reaching high levels of academic achievement and achievement in life. So what can that pain help? What value will that pain help define? The third thing about accepting pain is that what can you do to ensure that that pain yields positive results? Sometimes when people face painful experiences, what they do is that they slip into a downward spiral of bad habits and so hang around with the people that are not right for them, and they just use that pain as an excuse to live what they call a degraded lifestyle. But if you use that pain in a positive way, that is going to spur you on to something greater. So think about how is this pain going to yield positive results. Then the fourth and the last thing about this concept about pain causing change is that you need to outlast the pain. We cannot live in this life without going through painful experiences. Every single one of us are going to be hurt, we're going to be oppressed, we're going to fail, we're going to go through painful experiences, and we have to outlast it. Because pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, it may last for an hour, a year, a week, a decade, or even 2 decades, but eventually it will pass. And what will take its place is a sense of purpose and success. And if you quit, that pain will last forever. So once you've understood that pain causes change, what you'll understand is that pain will help define a purpose. And the next video we'll talk about your pain helping to define your purpose, and what successful people always understand. They start with the why. They start with the purpose. Remember, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
It can be the day that turns your life around. All you need is a reason to turn you on. Today, my life changes. Now, who can do that? Anybody. When can you do it? Whatever day you pick.